Welcome back, everybody, to Simply Bitcoin, the channel that breaks down all the daily Bitcoin news, meme review, fails, and of course, software releases. But before we get started with all that fun stuff, we're going to the Clark Moody dashboard. So we're starting off block height of 653.70. The price as of right now is 11,346. Chain rewrite days 525. Total lightning capacity 1,066.87 BTC.
It went up from yesterday, so I'm using Satoshi. All right, it went up from the day before. All right, Phil, it's time for
the daily fail. The sorry excuse for a headline. All right, so CoinDesk puts out, let me just basically say how impressed I am by Ethereum. Full stop, period. CFTC chairman. I mean, let's put it on here.
Let me just basically say how impressed I am with Ethereum, full stop, period. And that when I think about this as a regulator,
but then it goes
I
on.
think of it almost analogized to email versus the internet. If Bitcoin is email, a one-trick pony, so to speak, but obviously revolutionary, Ethereum goes far beyond that. It's more like the internet.
What an idiot.
I don't even know. I'm completely speechless. Like, who the hell ever said, where did you get that Bitcoin's like email? Who is he talking to? Like, I don't understand something. If you're that well connected, can't you find somebody that isn't sharing a brain?
This is exactly why you don't trust the government.
Oh my God, man.
Phil, I can't think of a lesson. Can you?
Oh, you know what? The only lesson is the stupid is real.
Yeah, I like that.
There you go, man. That's my lesson. The stupid is real. I mean, that is just absolutely crazy. Ethereum is a playground with no monetary policy. The person that writes the smart contract, or the group that writes the smart contract, holds all the power. And you're going to sit there and cheer this on for people? And you know what? Don't get me wrong. They're only cheering this on because it removes the control that Bitcoin allows us to have with our store of value.
That is a very good point.
That's my take.
That's a good take. Phil, it's time for
the Daily Meme Review.
The Daily Meme is brought to us by Bitcoin Meme Hub, Mr. Reliable. But we haven't used a meme by him in a pretty long time. But it's only a 7-second meme, but let's check it out. I haven't seen it yet, Phil, so we'll see this together. Okay, that was great. That was a great meme. All right, what are you going to give it, Phil?
I'm going to give him a 9.0.
Ooh, okay. Man, all right. Steal your score because it was a 9.
Yeah. All right. Well,
why do you give it a 9?
I mean, obviously it's great. Nickelback is a throwback to my 20s, so that's funny stuff. Yeah, and obviously those are 3 people that just can't. I can't stand their personas in this space. And,
dude, I completely agree. I didn't give it a 10 because it was hard to understand if you're not in the space.
Yeah, you really, and not only that, but I think that Craig Wright and Roger, you'll kind of get a little bit more, but if you're really not into it, you won't get Calvin. So
I completely agree. But Calvin is evil as hell, man. That guy,
he's the shade.
Mm-hmm. Isn't he like a pedophile? I've heard. We're talking so much crap.
Yeah.
Phil,
he puts up these creepy pictures. So I mean, it's not true. I mean, look, I didn't put up those pictures. He did. So, but he's the shade, man. He's the shade.
He really is, and I hate his smile. Like he's like, he's a weird dude.
He's creepy AF.
Yeah. Phil, it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by Crypto Cloaks.
All right. So the news for today is Okex. How do you say it, Phil?
I've always just called it OKX.
OKX. All right.
I don't know if that's right though.
So this has made a pretty big splash on Twitter today. So I don't know if you guys haven't heard, they suspended all cryptocurrency withdrawals indefinitely. Apparently one of the key holders is being interrogated, for some type of investigation. And because it is a multi-sig withdrawal, they can't obviously get him to sign off on the key. I don't know. I don't know if I trust that, right? It says it right here. The key holder being out of touch prevented withdrawal authorization. So this is pretty crazy. Now, the question is, will this affect Bitcoin? Absolutely not. Will this affect the price of Bitcoin? Absolutely not. I don't think so, right? Like all the stars are aligning in terms of price. But at the end of the day, we really don't care about price, because we're long-term hodlers. Expand your time preference. But yeah, Phil, what are your thoughts on this?
If we get a dip out of this, I'm buying it. So, but I don't think we had anything really happen. I mean, today was just kind of steady flow. So
I completely agree. And
but I did want to add also, of course, right, that this reigns with the theme of, look, not your keys, not your coin. Now you're screwed. If you had it on OKX, not okay.
At least you learned a hard lesson if you did, right? So always withdraw. I completely agree with you. Not your keys, not your Bitcoin. Phil, this is an awesome story. I love this. And man, this is the second country we've reported. Phil, not too long ago, we reported that Belarus protesters or activists were using the same thing. They were using Bitcoin to battle police brutality. So as there's a huge SARS must end movement going on Twitter hashtag, right? So there's a huge protest surge in Nigeria. I don't know that much about the SARS thing, but what I do know is that they're using Bitcoin to escape the capital controls of the government to kind of raise funds for the activists. That's really cool. That's exactly what the activists did in Belarus. We reported that story like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it's really cool to see another country on the other side of the hemisphere using Bitcoin for exactly what it was designed for. What are your thoughts on this, Phil?
Well, as we could imagine, right? Nigeria would look at that as kind of like a, obviously a bad thing, of course, if people are using those funds, but it teaches us a very important lesson about Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin is the money of enemies, right? You don't need to, we don't need to trust each other. And look, there you have it. You've got these people that simply decided, all right, well, you know what? If you're not going to let us transact, then we're going to find our own way. And Bitcoin is absolutely the answer because it has no controlling party.
I absolutely agree with you, Phil. That's a very good point. No trust required.
The money of enemies.
Money of enemies. Phil, there was a software release today. Wow, it's not my day. There was a software release today. Why don't you tell us about it?
Software releases. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's see what we've got. All right, so it looks like it's pretty nice. So Join Market version 0.7.1 was released with BIP78 PayJoin receiver support, transaction broadcast via peers, and they put in some bug fixes. That's going to be down below.
Awesome. Thanks, Phil. Guys, today was our 60th video. This journey wouldn't be possible without you guys. So from me and Phil, we love all of you. We love you for watching our videos. I hope you guys are learning something because we're having a whole lot of fun. So from me and Phil and Simply Bitcoin, thank you so much. Guys, don't forget to tune in on Monday. Have an amazing weekend. And of course, only Bitcoin and no shitcoins.